last week or 2 weeks ago, we saw Avery slide, dive head first, lower shoulder at one point. Well, how do you kind of coach him in those moments on what to do when he's running?
Well, it's you start with touchdown, first down, get down. You got to know where the sticks are. The one time he didn't know where the sticks were exactly, he guessed, and obviously with the new rule, they're gonna not with the new rule. It's been a few years now, but they're gonna put you down right where you slide. You need to make sure you get the first down. I think there's a certain element of protecting yourself when you can. But the competitiveness, you don't ever want to coach the competitiveness. In fact, I encourage it. Be competitive. Go get the first down. But when you're out in the clear, be smart and get down.
How much better is Sam Heck playing right now than he was in game one?
I would say better, but to say drastically better or a lot better would be doing probably a disservice to say that he didn't start the year out well. That's not the case. So I would say better, and I would say better in terms of his communication. A naturally quiet guy by nature, as you guys know when you talk to him. He's done a good job of, I think it's hard to fool Sam. When I say that, he's seen a lot of looks, he's played a lot of ball, and he's picked things up, and so re-IDing things. Not IDing, but re-IDing is the key, and to do it quick and understand that you're also under the pressure of the shot clock and Avery saying snap it, hurry up, and so you got to get things communicated, and especially when you're on the road, that can you have the crowd noise, and so that makes it a little bit more difficult. I'm proud of Sam. Sam's a good player, and he has improved.
Has this off week been different than the first one?
Yeah, I think. Good question. It's an easy comparison for me. Offensively, the first bye week came after really poor performance on offense, as we talked about against Arizona. And so that week it was, grab the good, fix the fixable, throw stuff out that we're not real good at. And, I take auxiliary runs or auxiliary passes and throw them out, get rid of them, and do what we do well better. And it was more of a scheme focus. And then I would compare it to this second bye week where we have played better on offense the last 3 weeks and better production, more points, all the above. It was just do the simple better. Do simple better. And simple, we try to define it for on offense in 5 different personnel groups of this is the one specific technique or the one specific area you need to get better at. Avery for my guy, but the tackles, the interior O-line, we kind of broke them up into 2, the tight ends, receiver, running back, and we just tried all 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at practices. It was a intent focus in the individual period of just that one thing. Do the simple better. And most of them were techniques. And so how do we get better here in the middle of the season? And hopefully we see those techniques improve over like these next 2 weeks so that in the third bye week after Tech game, you'll look back and go, hey, we did get better at that. And that's a way I think Coach challenges us as coaches to improve the unit, but you improve it individually or as a tackle tight end combo in the middle of the season. You all right, Ryan?
Now apply that to Joe Jackson. How different is he between off weeks?
I'm proud of Joe. I think the thing I would say about Joe is just becoming, really mature and taking something that maybe you didn't do well and then getting better at it, or a mistake and turn it in. It's very, very even-keeled young man, smart, puts a lot of time and effort into, pass protections and learning. And, again, Sam's re-IDs and those things, so that affects the running back when you re-ID something. And, I think he's gotten more comfortable the more he plays, which is, I would say he was a young player before the season started. He's not now. He's certainly played more, but I'm proud of Joe. He catches the ball well in the backfield. He protects well, and I think he's improved.
Final one from you. Yep. Was it good for the offensive line last time out to have success running the ball like that?
Yeah, it's good for the play caller to have success running the ball like that. I think it makes you more aggressive. I think it for those guys, we need to have success running the ball, whether it's Avery or it's Joe or Devon or whoever's back there. And certainly I think Avery can help ignite the confidence when he gets out and breaks loose and you're following him down the field. So I think that was good for their confidence.
What do you see in this Kansas defense? Obviously, it's had struggles against the run this year.
The thing I see with them is they're, the backers are athletic. They're long on the edge. They've lost some secondary players. You watch the tape from last year. Certainly a new guy calling it, but he has been there. You compare it to last year, and you see what they did against us last year. And certainly we've played each other for a while, I know, around here. And that's an experienced staff over there on defense. They've lost some guys in the secondary, and so they're playing guys, but now they're experienced. DJ Graham, who I know a little bit about, is very athletic, confident young man, really good player. 4, 1, 8, those guys are all active. You see them all over the tape. They're long outside and outside on the edges. They're DNs. They're big, and they tackle well. And I think the thing that they do is they play hard, they tackle well, and they're multiple. They're multiple in the back end. And I think you get that with the secondary guy. With coach's experience in the secondary, you get the guy calling it is they're a little bit more multiple back there.
You got several athletic tight ends, but what is it about Garrett that's made him a touchdown threat this season?
Probably his ability to separate in man. And I say man, all zone becomes man at some point, just like basketball. You're playing zone, but the guy enters your space, it becomes man-to-man or a match man. And he's able to use a big body but athletic skills to get away from those guys. And he's got a big body that can be a matchup advantage for him against the safety. And then a lot of times he's a little faster and more athletic than a linebacker. And getting him in the right mismatches and finding space. He does a good job of knowing where space is.
Staying at tight ends, is Lincoln progressing into a
really
spot?
Good? Yeah, really good. And last week Lincoln has played anywhere from an off tight end to a flexed out to a nasty split tight end. The only thing he really hasn't done yet this year, and we don't need him to because of Will and Will, both Wills, Will and Will. Sounds like a law firm. Ancio and Swanee playing more inline, and even Garrett and Braden both play inline at different times. There's just other guys ahead of him that are doing that, but we got him doing a little bit more inline, old school tight end last week during the bye week, and you can see the progress. The thing that kid does is he's physical. He wants to block. He'll put his face on people, and then he's long and athletic. That's easy to see, and that's what he did in high school, and that's what he's done. Even the last 4 weeks he's played, and he's done well. He's smart, and he's picked things up, and we put him in different spots. And so I'm proud of his progress, and I think he'll continue to get better.